There.
There.
Aha. I fixed it.
Have we got sound?
I fixed it. Yay. I seen it. I seen like a red
I've never
X.
had problems with this, and they upgraded my OBS, and every week now it seems to go wrong. So I think we're okay.
it.
Phil gets the gold podium today. He fixed the sound. Well, I'm waiting to find out because we're on a delay and it's really annoying.
Mute button.
Hey! Have we got sound?
Yes.
Right, you need to turn your sound off now because otherwise
I can do
Phil's
that.
going to keep playing that over and
There
over
we
now
go.
with him going, yay, I fixed it!
There we go. Well, yeah, Mike, you were right. The mute button was on, but then Tim came down and he said, the mute button's on, it's muted in the computer, and off he went. But then we still didn't have sound.
And
But
it was muted on OBS. Like,
yeah, in OBS we had to then click on a little X to do that, and I spotted the little X.
Anyway, you probably find this extremely boring if you don't use OBS because we're just talking gobbledygook. But we're on. So hello, I am Caroline.
In case you didn't know, this is live and I'm Phil.
The thing is, you've got these complete polished productions, and how boring are they?
I know.
You never know what to expect when we do a live show.
I know.
Neither do we.
And to be honest, you don't know what to expect when you get our videos anymore because I'm doing the editing.
I know.
I edited again this week,
It's
and
like a
I'm
playground
editing.
ride.
I'm editing next week. I'm becoming the junior editor.
You are. Every now and then he has to say, what do I do about this? And I just show him and he's getting really good.
And then when I play back to Caroline, she goes, "You didn't do that over there," and I said, "I know. I don't know where that is." So I'm going to learn to fade things, and I can do cross dissolves.
You can, yes. There's a
I
very
am the
mean
king
cross
of
dissolve.
cross dissolves, I tell you. But no, we're getting there.
Right,
we're getting
so-
there.
Look, when I stand there, I'm standing... Right, I'll try to stand this side.
You're going to stand there.
I will.
Bye-bye.
Right, so we need to find out who were first three in. So let's have a look. So if I go to this page... And the top of this page, and allegedly...
Tom!
Oh, well done, you interrupted me. Thank you ever so much, Tom. Got a £10 super chat off Tom. Thank you, we really do appreciate that. It's so kind of you.
Indeed, that's
And
very
we do
kind of
appreciate
indeed.
it. Thanks so much.
And I know we often say, that people have a channel, but I'm sure everybody in here is aware of Tom Burley and his channel because he is certainly a legend. A legend in the world of mudlarking, a Yorkshire legend.
He is.
He is the man with the X-ray eyes.
Who does look strikingly similar to Zorro.
He is.
He does. Honestly, you watch the film Zorro, that's just Tom, down to T.
He wears the mask and everything.
He does. It's a bit embarrassing sometimes, especially when he's swishing his cape around, but we're okay.
But very kind of you, Tom. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate that. So did you get the check? Was it the top?
I'm there now. So first place on the gold podium for first three in was Lexi B of Lexi's Larks and Crafts. Well done. Next place, second was Bonnie Tyler fan 34. And in third place was John Coolahan. Well done to you three. Excellent. You're on podiums for the first three into the chat. Right, I'm going to pop over because it's turned it off now. We've got an extra heater in here because it's so cold in this room, and I've just realised we're getting really hot now. So, but I've already turned it up. Well, somebody's turned it off. And in all the palaver, it's gone. Just stopped working. Who knows? Anyway, so, I digress as usual.
How is your year going so far, everyone? We've got a full 6 days. We will be dismantling Christmas. What does everyone else do? Because one of our children takes down Christmas on Boxing Day.
Yes.
But they have a very good reason for that, and that's because their eldest child was born the day after Boxing Day, so it just distinguishes between Christmas and birthday celebrations. But some people take it down Boxing Day, other people go for New Year, other people, like myself, will leave it up all year if I had my way, because I do like the trimmings, but Caroline concedes and lets me keep them till the 6th.
Day after Boxing Day is good for me. For me, Christmas is over, New Year's, and all about a fresh start, and I like to put everything away and make that fresh start and feel
trimmings.
not till the 6th.
I like my trimmings.
So we didn't get them taken down today.
Sparkly lights and everything, so I like my trimmings.
I know.
But I don't know what everyone else is doing, whether or not people out there tend to, It's not today Three Kings Day, it is indeed. As we discovered when we were in Spain.
Yes, which is bigger than
the
Christmas.
And it's the big day because the three kings bring the presents. I think actually it's getting more and more in the countries that have emphasised the three kings in the past. I think children are doing rather well at the moment because they're starting to get a sort of Christmas, Santa, etc., and the three kings. Probably find mum and dad split the gifts.
Yeah,
between
eventually
the
I would
two
imagine.
events.
I think they're becoming more, for want of a better word, Americanised. They're going with, 'cause I don't know who really they're copying, whether it's other parts of, well, most of Europe does the three kings, so probably UK and America.
Yeah.
And I think eventually what they'll do is they'll phase out the three kings celebration, do it on the same day as everybody else. Well, not everybody else, obviously, but America, Britain, people like that. And then it'll just become another day then.
Because one of the things I realised when I was in Spain is how difficult it is to get an angel to go on top of the tree.
Yes.
Couldn't find one. You get a star, but couldn't get an angel. Yeah. Looking
I
for
loved as well.
angels.
You know, well, I don't know. In the UK, they have these ladders with Santa climbing up a ladder you can hang from your window there. They had the three kings climbing up a ladder because they were bringing the gifts. I always thought that was amusing.
Yeah.
Right, let's get down to the bottom of my...
I was going to say, Ed was saying that he's taken his down today. There we go.
No, we didn't get the
taking ours
news
down soon, Glenda saying.
And we didn't get the article about your great-granddad or great-uncle. Great-great-uncle, Lexi, jumping off the pier. Ooh. Right then. So, I think we will get... Oh, unless you were talking to Tom, were you?
No,
Right.
so,
Maybe I'm getting confused with this conversation.
Yeah,
I'll let you get on with it.
are you butting into other people's
I am.
conversations? Somebody's
I am. So
retiring.
cheeky. Oh, Christina said Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Oh, I bet that's fun to go and watch.
Yeah. Trog Wallaby is resigning, retiring, so that's an interesting new start to the year. And lots happening,
Yeah.
but few people seem to be going with around about this time of year.
Yeah, and Goodwin said usually right now after New Year, but this is this year our daughter stayed the week after, so we're taking everything down this weekend. Ours are going to be taken down probably tomorrow, if I can organise myself.
Yeah, Sandy Black is saying, I'm keeping my real tree up until the needles start falling off.
Well, if
Why
they start
not?
falling off,
Let's get
ours
the
we're in
most of
trouble
it.
because it's false.
Yeah, they got a real tree, so they're waiting for... Because I think you were saying they're not doing the collection this year, they were so...
I think I heard they in the UK they have
At
a
least
Christmas
round
tree
here they did,
collection.
didn't they, in
Yes,
this
and they pick
area?
up all the Christmas trees. But I heard they're not doing that anymore here. There are so many cutbacks at the moment. I think it's just one of the cutbacks. But I hope they do, because otherwise it used to be people dumped their Christmas trees everywhere. So they just, well, it's like a Christmas trees farm along the streets and pavements.
Indeed.
Anyway,
and,
Tom would love to experience Mardi Gras, me too. From a balcony and some soundproof windows if it gets too much. I think it could get a bit claustrophobic, I suppose. It looks quite crazy, doesn't it? But another thing I'd like to see is the Macy's. Is it the New Year parade? The Macy's have?
We've watched
With
that
all the
a few
big
times.
floats and things and floating balloon things. I love that. I'd love to go looking in Macy's shop windows one Christmas. That would be such fun. Okay, let me know. Has anybody seen the Macy's Christmas parade in real life? Stood there watching it.
Rachel Ramey has got a similar philosophy to Christmas trimmings as myself. I
Yeah.
keep my tree up well into January. It's so dark and dreary in Michigan in the winter, so they leave it up
Same
because
here.
it's a little bit of joy. But I do love it, and we're a lovely white tree this year with the lights on. And it's nice Saturday in the evening with the tree lights on and the main lights off, watching TV. I think it's very nice.
It is.
Indeed.
Right, should we have a question?
Oh, come on then.
Right, and I
I can do
still
that.
haven't got a jingle. I'm sorry.
We
I know,
have
I'm
not.
very
We have
disorganised.
not. We are
So?
jingleless. Oh, we're going to have a Dalla horse. How did he end up there?
I don't know.
He's supposed to be
Right,
up
well,
there.
here he is, anyway.
He escaped.
Question time.
Right then, folks. Okay, all the questions are related, as per usual, to the video this week, which gives me a lot of scope, because the video this week covered several years of adventures and various places, from beaches to rivers. And the question is not about any of those locations. The question is about my shed. Because behind me in the shed is a radio, and a very nice radio, and it works. The question is simply this: how many teapots are on top of the radio? Is it A, 3, B, 4, or C, 5?
Go. Remember, don't wait in the chat. Go, go, go.
There we go.
Lexi, I know you've got that radar thing. Is it a helicopter over South Wales at the moment? Specifically Bargoed.
Is it a helicopter or is it a plane?
I can hear something sounding.
roaring.
Well, it sounds like something's breaking down.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a helicopter and you are our authority on air traffic. Also,
Yeah.
Macy's Parade is Thanksgiving then, is it? I think. Let's have a look. Somebody said the Rose Parade is in January.
The answers
Right
are
then. Oh, now all the answers have come in.
Answers are coming in, so that means you've got to wind back up because it shoots down
Yes.
as the answers come in, yeah.
Lexi said, did you make the
Whoa.
flower display on the middle shelf? Yep, that was me. I'm really into flowers at the moment. The thing is, it's amazing how many flowers it takes to do like a big substantial display. But it's quite fun. I like doing that. Then I'm terrible. I keep seeing new things I want to do all the time. I just never tire of discovering new crafts. I keep thinking there can't be anything else, and then I find something else.
Right.
Right, so do we have a winner?
We do. We have our first, second, and third.
Right.
I would say the correct answer is possibly not as popular as the other answers.
Right.
Because, and there may be a very good reason for that.
There may be.
There may be a very good reason for that because some people may have given the answer A, which is 3, because there are 3 teapots stacked up with the dragons on them. My dragon's lair of teapots. But what they may not have realised is on the other side of the radio, there is my little feature with the little chap poking out the top of a teapot. So there is a second item making the total number of teapots on
tricky.
top of the radio 4, which is B. So first answer in is correct and it goes to Mr. Ed Creative.
Well done, Ed.
Then the fourth answer in is also correct. And that is Lexi B.
Well done, Lexi.
And the next answer in is also correct because that's Christina Midazaki
Well done, Christina.
who said 4.
Excellent.
But as I say, there were a lot more 3s than 4s because I think people noticed this one. But
it's very noticeable.
this one isn't very noticeable because it's behind my head as well. I had to double check and I only move I did move occasionally so it
Yep.
was visible. I went through, I had a look. So there we are, folks. It was 4 teapots.
4 teapots.
There's a lot more than 4 teapots in the shed. I have a lot of teapots in the shed.
He does.
I have a lot of
Far
bottles
too
in the
many
shed.
teapots.
I have all sorts in the shed. I have 1 or 2 bricks, but most of the bricks are stored outside because obviously they don't need the protection of a shed. So there we go.
Thank you, Lexi. Nothing shown on either flight app over you, Caroline. We will be a Ryanair Dublin to Paris, passing over a minute or two, though. Oh, how exciting, going from Dublin to Paris. Yeah. Oh, I'd like to be on that. Well, I wouldn't. I'd rather be on Cardiff to Paris. Otherwise, I'd have to fly to Dublin to get to Paris. We knew somebody who in last year, they had to get to Miami or somewhere. And so they flew from Wales to London to Ireland, back to Amsterdam, and then over because it was cheaper than going direct. It took them forever.
Yeah, they just asked for the cheapest possible route. And they ended up with about 4 or 5 flights.
Because I didn't realise they were
bouncing
going
about.
and they kept putting the pictures up of where they were going. Where are they off now? But,
Yeah, because we saw, why are they going to Ireland? Why are they going there? Why are they going there?
No, wait a minute. They went from Ireland to Amsterdam, back to London, I think, and then they went from London.
No, they wouldn't have
It was
gone.
something crazy, wasn't it? It was just,
Yeah, I think
it
they
was
had to
really
go.
bananas.
I think they went from Cardiff to Ireland to somewhere up in England, London or whatever, and then from there over to Amsterdam, then Amsterdam across.
Something like that.
About 5 legs.
Oh,
wasn't it?
Christina! Oh, thank you. You interrupted Phil. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. We got a 40 Swedish krona super chat from Christina Midazaki. Thank you ever so much. That really is kind of you.
It is
and
indeed.
as you know, we really do appreciate it. It is so kind and thoughtful of you.
It is. It's very kind indeed. So, how is everybody's year going anyway? Because
Well, mine's okay. I've got 2 actually.
I only have 1 year, and that's every year. Well,
I think you've got 2 years and that year.
By year, I've got 2 years, and it's a new year.
Yeah. Do any of you say by year? And
Yes.
by year, with your I would imagine perhaps some British. Do any Yorkshire people say by year? You know, not by there,
Yeah.
by year. we talk a lot of rubbish sometimes.
Yeah, I've always had you, because somebody said you got to say ear and here and you, and I just say you. It's all years to me, but our years got off to a fairly good start. Yeah, we're both relatively healthy considering now, because our health was a bit rubbish towards Christmas, wasn't it?
There's so many bugs around. It's been awful.
We're trying to decide whether we just got the same bug and it keeps bouncing back, or whether we're getting new ones because they're so regular. But yeah, generally our health is reasonably good at the moment, so we're trying to stay that way.
Oh.
And we've got a few exciting things happening, and we're looking forward to some making plans. And I've been on the roof today.
Phil has.
Yes,
Did we mention the leak? I think we mentioned the leak.
It would, yeah. I think last week on the live show I said it's raining in our bathroom. What was it called? Storm Henk. I thought they'd mispronounced it. I thought it was Hank, but it was Henk. Storm Henk gave us an hammering. Boy, we've had some rain across the country. It's been absolutely astounding. But we ended up with rain coming into the bathroom because it was getting between the roof of the conservatory. On the back of our house, we've got cedar paneling, and the rain was getting through the cedar paneling into the wall and then dropping through the ceiling. We could hear it dripping behind the ceiling and running down the windows and the wall. So I've had to wait for the rain to stop to be able to get up. So I've been on the conservatory roof, which Caroline always worries about. But I work
Doesn't look safe enough.
Well, I work on the premise, if I lay enough planks along, then it should spread my weight.
It creaks a lot when he's up there.
It does creak a lot.
So I can open the living room window because we're sort of in a weird shaped house, and I can hear as Phil shuffling along the boards as he goes, and he's going to land in the conservatory one day, and the roof is going to be all around him.
And now I am building a tower of scaffolding to try and get up to my house roof, in the hope of cleaning my trough in for the first time in over 20 years.
Right, now Ed was saying some helicopters don't show the tracking. Now that is like military, royal or police. There's another one out there now, or the same one circling. Can definitely hear it.
Probably the police. Could be a UFO.
It could be.
Yeah, could be.
I'd love to see him try doing crop circles in my garden. It's just a bog. It's like a paddy field.
I did a search for a lady last week, and she swore that she saw on numerous occasions UFOs landing in Aberbargard.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, in the football field.
Yeah.
So there we go. Who knows? Could be. Right.
Tom said, I've got a little brass teapot for you if you'd like it, Phil. Oh, yes, he would. You haven't got a brass one, have you?
I'm not sure. I think it's a brass one that I've got on the right-hand side behind me on the radio. I think that may be a brass one. I'm not sure. Can't remember.
Didn't think you had a brass one.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's just in my head.
We'll find out.
Everything else on it is brass, because remember I put the clock face on it and the shovel and things and little chap poking at the top. It was that model.
And I said, Caroline, I'd like to include something for you to craft with. If there's anything I found that might work, let me know. Oh, I'll tell you what you could do, Tom, is you could give me a surprise, a sort of challengey thing. Just send down something, and then I'll work on it and see what I can do with it. Because I do love to pick something up and make it into something that it really isn't. So, surprise me. That would be lovely. Thank you ever so much, Tom.
Oh, and Tom's been to Amsterdam, and Mike's going to Amsterdam. Everybody's talking Amsterdam since we mentioned Amsterdam. They are indeed.
Oh, Ed Creative said could be a UFM, unidentified monkey machine. That would be UMM, wouldn't it? Yeah. Might be a big drone too. It'd be a really big drone. And Tom said might be copper with a brass handle.
All right. I have a question.
Okay.
To which one of the possible answers, and not since the right one of the possible answers is Amsterdam.
Right.
Would you like to do that question? Shall I do that question?
What have we got here?
I don't know.
I've got a cat.
Mikey can have a go.
What if we have a cat?
One cat will do it, yes.
Okay.
One cat.
Meow. Question time. People will think we're completely nuts.
Why would they think that, dear? Perhaps it's because we are completely nuts. Okay, so I'm jumping to question 4, and I'll come back to 2 and 3. And the reason for this is because I am just going with the flow. Because one of the possible answers here is Amsterdam, so I thought I'd throw it in.
Why not?
Ed. I'm blaming Ed for this one. Ed mentioned in the comments when we did the premiere that the bike in the river at Ely was part of a bike lending scheme in Cardiff, which I believe Ed mentioned had been abandoned as so many of them went missing, including the one that we found in the river, which is very sad. But there are schemes all around the world, and the earliest well-known community bicycle programme was started in the summer of 1965. It's not a very modern thing. When 50 bicycles were painted white and placed unlocked in a city for everyone to use freely. Which city? A. Amsterdam, B. Paris, or C. Beijing? Go! See, I have to do it all myself these days because Caroline's gone out the garden looking for UFOs. Okay, what do you think, folks? What are you thinking? Do you think in 1965, was it in A. Amsterdam, B. Paris, or C. Beijing that they painted 50 bikes white, placed them in the city, and allowed people to use them freely? What do you think? What are you
I think it's a police helicopter with one of those searchlighty things on.
I had to do my own goal.
Oh,
Because
sorry.
you've gone.
I forgot about the goal.
You've
I thought,
gone.
you're
Right.
taking the question.
No, I had to do it all.
I've deserted my post.
I had to-
Sack me.
Yeah, I had to work over myself. I did. I had to work over myself. So here we go. Oh, the answers are coming in. The answers are coming in.
Ooh,
Yeah.
but have we got any right answers?
Ed was saying, yeah, I am correct. He did say that they went missing and some were vandalised.
Right.
I think ours was both. I think the one we found had been both vandalised and stolen.
It wasn't in a good way.
Certainly hadn't been put back where they found it because they didn't have found it.
I think people like throwing things off the bridge that was just above that river.
Yeah, it made for it. We found on a few bridges things get thrown off.
We've had a golf club, we've had an Xbox.
I know, that was down at the Annesley Bridge. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
so it's amazing what people throw up bridges.
Yeah, we have seen some stuff. Okay, well, let's have a look here. Well, we've got a variety of answers coming in.
But do we have any right ones? We've got
Yes,
A,
some of
B's
them
and
are
C's.
correct.
Yep, it's looking
And
good.
I can say that on this occasion, a lot of people must have been getting the vibe before I had even asked the question because the answer was Amsterdam.
There you go.
It was in Amsterdam that they painted 50 bikes white and left them out for people to use freely. And I dare say a lot less of them got vandalised and pinched than they did in Cardiff. Because
Well, you never know though, because
It's,
but
a very,
it's more of a cycling
it's a
community,
very-
isn't it,
It's a
Amsterdam?
very cycly, bikely.
I loved it
sort
when
of
you were there
place.
and you'd look up over one of the bridges and there'd just be loads and loads of people on bikes. It was amazing. And when we were driving through on the motorway, sometimes there'd be a bridge going over and normally you see well, sometimes you see some cows or sometimes you see horses or cars. And over there quite often going across with loads and loads of bikes. It was just like busy traffic, a traffic jam almost of bikes.
We went to Toastmasters there, didn't we?
We did.
We did. We went to a Toastmasters meeting.
What's the river in Amsterdam? I've forgotten. Is the river in Amsterdam? I can't remember what the name is now.
I don't know. I know there's a little mouse on the stairs, but that was in a windmill.
Yeah, that was in the
Old
windmill.
Amsterdam.
Yes, I wasn't on the river.
No, I wasn't in the river. But yeah, it was Amsterdam. Anyway, so getting back to the point of who got the first one right. Well, folks, I can tell you now, the first and second places go to people with the same first name.
Ooh.
Because Rachel Ramey has got A, and they were
Well
first
done,
in, and the
Rachel.
next correct answer was Rachel Bailey.
Well done, Rachel.
And then third is Ed Creative,
Well done, Ed.
the man who inspired the question. And just to mention to Bonnie Tyler fan 34, because Ed picked Bonnie Tyler fan.
Nearly there.
But I did rather well there because I thought Amsterdam might be an obvious answer, so I tried to catch people out by putting in a couple of others, and I think Beijing did catch a few people because of course millions of people cycle. Millions of people cycle. The other thing they do in China, which is it can be rather disturbing, is they ride electric scooters. But in order to make the battery last
And we don't mean these
longer-
like scooters, with the
You
handle,
know,
proper
proper
mini
sit-on-
motorbikes.
Yeah, the sort of instead of petrol-powered little scooter, motorbike type things, they've got electric ones. But in order to extend their journey time, they travel at night with their lights off, and you can't hear them. And they will, even if they're coming downhill, knock the engine off, and just freewheel. So these are grown adults on electric motorbikes freewheeling in the dark with no lights on. And boy,
you'd go to step out, you'd look between the cars, you'd step out and it'd nearly take your nose off.
Yeah, because we went to China for a wedding and that was quite an experience. But loads of people use them. Well-off people use them, you know, bikes and push bikes and this.
Business people use them because you just can't get anywhere in a car.
Get around in cars.
It's just gridlock.
One chap was saying to us 10 years earlier, he had a car and he said it was brilliant because he was one of the few. But now the wealth was starting to come in and people were moving into the middle class and they had cars. Now it was chocker. You couldn't move for cars, could you? So everybody rides around on bikes. So there we are. It wasn't China. No, it wasn't Beijing. It wasn't Paris. It was Amsterdam. And it went to Rachel, and Ed.
Well done.
So there we go. Ed's doing well tonight.
Right, so now I've got a jingle for that next bit. I'm going to do some news. I've got the wrong jingle, but we've got a news jingle.
There we go. So
right, I think I'm on the right place.
Happy
Glasses on,
news.
and this is time for happy news. Uber driver gets a big tip. Espen has been an Uber driver for 4 years on and off, and the father of 5 really connected with a young client, Alex. He told me, this is in inverted commas, so he told me how his dad is proud of him and how he had given him $8,000 to buy a new motorcycle. After dropping Alex off, Esben noticed a red Christmas-themed bag in the back of the car, which he realised was filled with quite a lot of money. So he reported it missing through the Uber app immediately. Meanwhile, young Alex was frantically retracing his steps. Eventually, he also reported the cash missing, at which point the Uber app connected the two and Esben headed back over to Alex. The team was blown away by the honesty of the driver and made sure he drove off with a generous tip. Whoa, now that is...
happy news.
We all know how we feel, how honest we feel we are, but then I suppose the bigger the temptation, you never know what you'll do until you're actually faced with it. And to be faced with £8,000 in the back of your taxi,
yeah.
And to actually say, I've just found all this money and this person probably needs it back, I think that's quite astounding. So I think that is really nice, and it just goes to show how honest and lovely some people are. The world is full of really lovely people who never get a mention, not on the main channels, because they don't sell newspapers, they don't make interesting headlines, but this sort of thing is wonderful, and there are a lot more people like that out there.
These events probably take place a lot more often than we realise. But it's nice when it comes out in a way that we can share it. And it was nice as well because, like it mentioned in the story there, they'd made this connection because this young lad was obviously so proud of his dad, and he was saying how proud his dad was of him and so excited he was going to buy the bike and everything. So Epson had bought into the whole narrative as well. But he got a tip anyway.
Yeah.
He got his Christmas tip. But as I say, there are a lot of good people around. And ultimately, the more good people there are, the nicer the world is. And I'm sure everybody's got stories. And sadly, I suppose it's human nature, it's self-protection. What locks in our heads is when people do us down, because it's almost like we've got to beware. It's a safety mechanism. And sometimes then we forget to share the good news about when things are going well. And that was excellent.
Yep.
Nice Christmas story. There we go.
Tom saw 2 people go past on hoverboards with a ghetto blaster on a rural hilltop by a ruined farm I was exploring. And that was surreal. Yeah, I bet it was. It's amazing what you see, is it, in the middle of nowhere?
My dear, we've been rewatching the entire Last of the Summer Wine, haven't we?
Yep.
And when you said that, I thought of some of their episodes and some of the things they got up to, because that's pretty surreal.
Yeah.
And I always feel sorry for the stuntmen on that show, because obviously it's not the actors that end up going over the walls and down the ditches and down the holes. But yeah, we've been revisiting, and we've just played all of the Christmas specials.
All in a row.
Which is wacky because they go back to the 1970s and, to see them so young and to see what was in, because, of course, on that one, Compo was skateboarding. And he had a watch. And his watch was one of those. Do you remember when was it Sinclair came out with the Sinclair watch?
Sure came out with
And it
one.
was the little red digital numbers. But of course, a lot of people commented at the time that in the daylight you couldn't see the lit up numbers. So they picked up on that because at one point Compo had bought them for his two friends, so they were all under the table on Christmas Day with the tablecloth down around them so they could see the time on their watches.
Very silly.
Which was very in-time satire in the 1970s, but so funny because it takes you right back to a time and place, but we've enjoyed that.
Lexi said, I remember seeing a bloke in a field in the middle of nowhere playing a saxophone once, unexpected. I bet his wife said, you're not practising at home anymore, go in the middle of a field where I can't hear you.
Well, that's interesting. Lexi saying that Compo and Clegg are buried next to each other for real.
Oh, right.
That's Peter Sallis and...
Oh, I can never remember their real names.
I know Peter Sallis because he did the voice for Wallace and Gromit, didn't he? But I've forgotten the name of...
Bill Owen.
Bill Owen. There we go. Bill Owen, wasn't it? Played the part of Semonite. Compo. Yeah. But longest running comedy
Oh, we seem to have been
series
watching it
ever.
forever, and we watch one every day.
I think it ran for 30 odd years. I think it ran for 30 odd years. And we're into the ones now, of course, where Bill Owen had passed away mid-series. And I got to be honest, that was really sad because when we watched it, I was quite teary because I knew that he had actually passed away. You know, they weren't just writing him out of the show, but all those actors, you could see almost that they were struggling because they were actually genuinely saying goodbye to someone, weren't they? You know, because it happened mid-series. But yeah, we've been enjoying that. But I didn't know that. Thanks for sharing.
Oh, hello, Bonnie. Lovely to see you.
There you go.
Oh, Tom was pretty bad on the saxophone, so bad I gave it up and sold it to my brother. Now, I've been wondering about... I don't know, I think it's a crazy idea. I'm probably not going to do it, but I've been quite fancy learning a cello. I don't know why, I just fancy learning the cello.
Yeah, I blame my family. Not my family. I blame the TV series comedy My Family because the wife on there, when one of the children moved out, she took over the spare bedroom because Ben wanted it for the workshop and she took it over as a music room. And he said, but you don't play anything. She said, I'm going to play the cello.
Yeah, that's not why I'm going to learn to play
No,
cello.
no, I know
I just
that.
like the sound. And I'd like to play, I used to play a violin in school, but about 5-6 years ago, I met a girl who played the violin and she was only in about 25-30 and she had terrible trouble with her shoulders and she said, it's holding your violin up here and then you're doing this all the time, and she said it really does play havoc. So I'm thinking at my age, probably not a good idea. So I thought perhaps the cello is just like a big violin, only further down. So
Tom's with you. He loves to play the cello too.
Oh, and then we could start a duet. We could start our own group, couldn't we? Tom and Caroline, cellists.
B Hammock has just arrived and
Yeah.
said hello everyone. So hello there.
That's
Hello.
the Bonnie I said hello to.
Ah, you did you? Ah, your thing's coming up quicker than mine.
Oh,
Oh,
Mike.
Mike.
Thank you ever so much. We got a $10 Canadian super chat from
that's
Mike.
very kind of you.
Says to start your new year right. Oh, thank you
that's
ever so
very
much,
kind.
Mike. That really is kind of you, and we really do appreciate that too. Thank you
Indeed.
ever so much.
Indeed, and I have got a plan.
Oh no, Phil's got a plan.
I've got a plan for the super chats we get tonight. I've got something in mind. I'm not saying anything. It's a surprise. It's a surprise for everyone. I'm going to surprise everyone. I got a plan.
Oh no.
Oh,
Brace yourselves, everyone.
it's very kind of you, Mike. Indeed, it is. And as I say, it's lovely. It's lovely to come on the show. It's lovely to see all the names. It's lovely to see new names come in, but it's also lovely to see the familiar names because we've been together a while now. That's one of the things I notice when I'm compiling these compilation videos. It's just I look through the videos and some of them say 5 years. You know, now we've crossed over. Now it's 5 years ago that we were doing stuff. And realising, you know, that how many times we've been to Lyme Regis and the number of trips that we've done to Yorkshire and different things, you know. It really does. And it's lovely having that archive and it's lovely revisiting because as I said in this week's video, watching the Caroline finding the gargoyle carving on the beach. It takes you right back there because I've got aphantasia, which means I have no visual content at all in my head. I cannot see pictures in my head. It's nothing at all. So I don't see anything internally. Then when I go and look at things like that, I suppose it's a bit like Caroline because she's got a very good memory. You can remember being there, you could talk about things, you say, oh, and after we found that, we found this and all that. But what happens for me is when I see the image, it then triggers the memories rather than being able to create it in my mind. So it's been really good, but it's fantastic that we've been together so long. We've shared so many adventures, and I'm sure there's more things to come in the future. But thank you everyone for being here tonight and for joining us, and thank you for the thumbs up and everything else and the comments.
And we got things coming in. We got a couple of ukulele players.
Ooh.
And somebody was saying the mandolin. I tell you what, if you can play an instrument, or if you could play it, even if you haven't played it for years, just write down the word of the instrument and let's have a look at how many instruments we've actually got in. And I'll add by speaking, I can play guitar, okay, but only chords, and I can play a bit of violin. I think that's it really. I dabble with the keyboard, the piano. I'm trying to learn, but I'm failing.
I can't play anything.
No,
but I have a keyboard. I had a keyboard for my 60th birthday with every intention of retiring at 60 and learning to play the keyboard. Well, I've got the keyboard. The only problem is I haven't retired yet. In fact, I'm busier now than I was then.
You are.
So, but I have one. I have a keyboard, and I only want to learn to play 1, 2. I had the keyboard for my birthday so I can learn to play 1, 2. I haven't learned to play it yet.
No.
But I will.
Right, today you heard it here.
I'm going to learn. There's a tune I want to play for Caroline. So I got myself a keyboard so that I could learn to play it tonight here.
You did.
One day I will. And when I master it, I will play it here live on the show for you all. But it's a very difficult tune.
Very.
Yeah, I can play chopsticks.
You can. She's excellent at chopsticks.
Yeah, I've been able to play that for years.
No, so we'll put you down then as piano. Let's have a look who else is in. As it is, Tom's got aphantasia too.
Oh.
So there you go.
Aha, there we go.
And we got ukulele from Tom. Oh, I'll be a second because this jumps about terribly when I first start moving it. Phyllis, clarinet. Lexi, ukulele. Rachel Ramey, cello. Rachel Bailey, piano. Glenn Device, flute and piccolo. Ed is ukulele. B. Hammock, piano. Let's have a look.
We can start orchestra.
Tom's got violin, guitar, keyboard, ukulele and flute. Judy Erickson, flute and piccolo. Right then. Phyllis says a mountain dulcimer. I don't know what one of those is. Mike Sage's wife played the flute. Lexi, violin, ukulele and clarinet beginner. Rachel Ramey is also a classically trained soprano, so we've got a vocalist. Faraway Portal, drums and guitar. Very good. Tom said, and the drums. Terry Collins, the field. Bonnie Tyner would like to play the theremin, but I'm not sure what one of those is. Lexi, keyboard. Lexi said, you can do learn to play piano on Duolingo. Right. So Rachel Bailey's also a soprano, but not classically trained. Trog Wallaby said a chaos oscillator, whatever one of those is. Flower Girl, saxophone, clarinet and trumpet. Michelle Grady said hi. That's not an instrument, is it? And Ed says electronic music. Right, so we've got... let's have a think. We got just about everything, haven't we? Drums, we got some stringed instruments. We haven't got any brass. We're going to have to get some people learning some brass. A trombone. I'd love to play a trombone. It would be so much fun, wouldn't it?
Right, now we've assembled our orchestra. Do you want to have another question?
We really ought to.
I think so.
Okay,
We've only got 15 minutes.
This pen is going to do it. It's question time. Oh.
There we are.
We're desperate.
We are now going to have a question related to Lyme Regis.
Lyme Regis.
Now,
not key lime cake, Lyme Regis.
An ammonite is a popular fossil that we have found on numerous occasions, but ammonite is also the name of a fictional drama based on the true life of Lyme Regis' most famous daughter, fossil hunter and early scientist, Mary Anning. And we showed the statue, because they now have a statue down there, don't they, of Mary Anning? And a lot of people knew her as a fossil hunter and seller, but she has become recognised now as one of the leading scientists in her field of the time, because she didn't get credit then, because all the men who were scientists would come to her, gain all the knowledge, and then they take the credit, because women weren't credited in those days, either as authors, scientists, or anything else. But now she is well recognised, and they've created a fictional story, but around the character and based on the truth of her life. I just want to know from you out there, folks, who played in that film the leading role of Mary Anning? Was it A, Nicole Kidman, B, Kate Winslet, or C, Jodie Foster?
Go!
There we go. What are you thinking? Do you think the lead role in the film Ammonite of Mary Anning was played by A, Nicole Kidman, B, Kate Winslet, or C, Jodie Foster? Right, let's have a look what we got going on here. Now then.
The answer's not coming in terribly fast at the moment.
It's the delay, I think, because I noticed on the...
You're picking up a bit. Oh, now they're coming in.
Yeah, no, on the music at the beginning.
Yes.
There was like a 27-second delay on mine, which is quite high to normal. So we get in that lag. So it won't affect you, but it just means we're looking for things and they don't happen as quickly. But lots and lots and lots of answers.
I would say there's an awful lot of B's came in at one point, and now we've got a bit of assortment, but there was a big glut of B's. So are those B's right? I haven't got a clue.
Yeah,
So I was thinking, well, it can't be that one. There must be somebody I haven't heard of. And all three came up and I thought, I've heard
of them all.
So I just missed that one.
I looked up contemporary actresses and picked 3 names that I knew we would know, including the right one.
Right.
And seeing as B is so popular, it means there's a lot of people out there with the right answer.
Yes.
Because Kate Winslet did play Mary Anning in Ammonite. And the first correct answer is Sally Sendall. Then we've got Anne Goodwin, and then we've got Jeannie Nash.
Sorry, I got those again. Sorry.
Right, Sally, Anne, and Jeannie.
Well done, Sally. Well done, Anne, and well done, Jeannie. So I just got distracted by this theremin thing. Well done to you. Right, so think of the music to Midsummer Murders. That is a theremin, said Rachel Bailey. Right. So next time I hear it, I know that's a theremin. Thank you.
And can I say that there were actually 6 correct answers in a block, and there's more further down. So our second 3 would have been Ribble Fines, Rachel Ramey, and Bonnie Tyler Fan 34. We had 6 answers come in. B. But Sally, Anne, and Jeannie, they took first, second, and third.
Well done.
All on podiums, gold, silver, and bronze.
And Ed Creative said this has a 22-second delay. According to the stats for nerds, right-click the video. Try that. Right-click your video. I can't do it on mine, otherwise everything will just explode and the sound will do something. Right-click the video. Can you see something that says stats for nerds?
Yeah.
Is that oh, look at that. That's clever. So let's have a look. Try that, everyone, if you want to. Right-click your screen and it'll tell you some stats in case you're a nerd.
Connection speed, buffer health, live latency.
Anything really exciting?
16.3 seconds.
Oh,
19.7
right.
seconds.
So it's jumping all over the shop.
Yeah.
I'm noticing Phil's is every now and again freezing as well. I hate it when I'm over it now. When I first started editing, it's soul destroying because you have to stop to cut the video and you pull in these really ridiculous faces that you don't think are ridiculous, but if you could freeze frame somebody's face as they're saying something, they pull the most silly face, and you're facing that all the time. It's like, oh no, I look so bad. And then the screen always seems to freeze when you pull in a really silly face. A bit like that. That's not the frozen screen. But you just get used to it in the end. They go, well.
See, we're just partly frozen. This side is frozen. But she's still going.
Yeah.
Just to mention, thank you as well to everyone for all of the lovely New Year wishes over on Facebook.
Yes, thank
Lots
you.
and lots of greetings, lots of lovely pictures, nice family shots of people together, etc. Just to mention one or two that I made a note of, which was Glenda had a picture of fireworks being set off on the top of a mountain. And it was beautiful because as the firework went off, it actually lit up the snow on top of the mountain, which I thought I'd made a note of that one. And then Yvonne did a New Year's sunset. Come on. Look out.
You know, we got this delay. Phil is talking there really seriously, and I'm looking down at Phil's computer, and he's doing the imitation of the frozen screen.
Oh, that's what you're doing. I was wondering then, what's happening? I'm thinking, why is she giggling? Nothing's happening. But she's looking at the delayed reaction.
It happened 14.2 seconds ago or something.
Yeah, 18 seconds ago at the moment.
Right then.
There we go. So it's all chaos. Yeah, but they were nice. And Beata put up a picture of UK in the clouds. Yes.
Yes, that was quite impressive.
Yes, actually spotted the United Kingdom made of clouds. Sometimes we
that
do
every
that,
day.
and we're going along and we think, what can we see in the clouds? We see rabbits and all sorts. And I'm not the only person who's into scrap metal, by the way.
Never.
No, because Judy Erickson put up a video of BBC of somebody who's on
Oh,
a
yes.
bigger scale than me. Yeah, so lots happening over on the Facebook. And we thank you all for your contributions over there. We now have 98 members in the group.
Yeah.
So if we pick up another 2 this month, we'll have 100. So we got 98 in at the moment, which is excellent. Excellent. Oh, and there was Moose.
Moose, yes.
Remember the moose?
Yes.
Family of moose. What do you say if there's more than one moose? Is it nice?
Moose, I would have thought. No, I don't think so. I don't think it suddenly shrink because there's more than one.
Yeah, Christina Zaghi. Minus 21 degrees centigrade.
Oh,
and,
that's cold.
And snowy and mooses. Yep, so that's been... Oh, and we've got to mention, because Mankey will kick off otherwise, Mankey wanted me to mention his favourite picture.
Right.
Yeah, and that was a picture of Dudley.
Yes.
Dudley
He
is
has been talking constantly about Dudley.
rescue teddy. He is so jealous of Dudley's hairdo.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Dudley is a rescue charity shop, flattened 50-year-old teddy, and now in the ownership and care of Mo.
Yes.
And looking too cute.
Yes, and really, really fluffy. And Monkey does not look really, really fluffy. As you can see, he's a little bit thin there. And his hair is quite short. But we still think that he's wonderful. And he's a star, isn't he? So, there you are.
Oh, yeah.
I put him up. If you click the little love button if you think that Monkey's a star. Give him a little bit of self-confidence. I'll click it a little bit. There we are. Give Monkey some clicks like that. Because he does feel a little bit follically challenged ever since he saw Dudley. But he really thinks Dudley's cool. And one day would like to meet Dudley and go on an adventure.
Yeah.
No idea what they do.
And he was feeling pretty chuffed this week as well, because when we did the video last week of our 3 best finds, everyone was raving about, yes, definitely the best find.
Oh, yes, you are.
Oh, yeah, we had
Definitely.
Mankey for president, Mankey for prime minister. We had, he's for a little chap that was written off, he's become quite the centre of our world. Well, as you know, on 2 occasions I've lost Mankey when we were out.
I know.
And genuine despair.
It's ridiculous. We really do. We are attached
But
to Monkey.
he's
I don't know what we'd do
irreplaceable.
if he went away.
If I lost my wallet, I'd be upset. But to lose Mankey, I can always go and earn more money. I can't go and earn another Mankey.
No.
Definitely not. We'd better have another question.
We did.
We better.
Go on there, Monkey. Yes. Monkey's going to come
on.
on and do question time. Wing, 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 wing. Question time. Mwah.
Okay. This time, folks, it's about scrap. But it's Caroline's scrap, not mine.
Blame me. Blame me.
Not my 10-foot bean support. No, this is Caroline's boiler on a beach. You know, you don't often expect to find an old boiler on a beach, but that was one old boiler, because that had to be a fair age because of the style with the rivets and everything else. And it was pretty solid structure. I know it had a few holes in, but it was a hefty thing in its day. And it is on the subject of rivets that I wish to ask a question, because the technique of riveting has been around for a long time. My question is, where were rivets first used? Was it A, ancient Egypt, B, the Roman Empire, or C, China?
Go.
Right, what are you thinking, folks? Do you think first people that we know of that used rivets? Where have they discovered artifacts with a rivet in? What is the original, the oldest use of rivets? Do you think it's ancient Egypt, that'd be A, Roman Empire, that'll be B, China, that will be C?
I think I know what I'm going for, and have you tricked me?
Well, we're getting an array. I can see A's, B's and C's coming through all the way down. So we've got
There's always a temptation to go for China because it's always seen as a really old civilization. That's why Phil throws it in for just about every question about how long ago. But I got it right.
Yeah.
So, did anybody else get it right?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did indeed. And it is a real joy to welcome back to his one-time rather commonplace of podium positioning, because Mr. Tom Burley has said Egypt.
Oh, well done, Tom.
So Tom came in with Egypt, and then he came in with A. So I don't think we'll give him first and second. It's lovely to see you on a podium, Tom. You can't have them both. So the next person with A for the ancient Egypt was Ribble Finds and Crafts. So,
well done.
and then the next one with an A, which is unusual because usually she goes with a B. It's Lexi B.
Well done, Lexi.
There we go.
Right,
So there we go. We got Tom, Ribble Finds and Crafts, and Lexi B, Larks and Crafts. We have got our 3 podium positions. It was 5,000 years ago in ancient Egypt. They used rivets. Do you know what to do? Do you know what they did? It wasn't to make boilers. No. It was to put handles on pots.
Oh, that would make sense.
They riveted handles to pots. That's what the first use of rivets were for. They made a hole in the pot, put the handle to pick up the pot.
Before we get to the end of the show, if this is your first time catching us live, give me a little row of smiley faces so that I can see that, yep, I can see that you're live and it's your first time in here. I know some of you are regulars, some of you are, you've been in once or twice, but if this is your real first time in here, give us a row of smiley faces and we can say a proper hello.
It's lovely that we're virtually the hour in and we've still got 40 with us, which is brilliant.
Hello, Ricketts.
I'm going to do a bit of happy news to finish.
Oh, go on,
Shall we
then.
have a news flash?
Okie dokie, here we go. We have a bit of a news flash because it doesn't have to go on.
Okay, folks. Quick thinking saves mother and child. Now, this is right up-to-date news here in the UK in Birmingham. A hero dad saved a woman and her 3-year-old daughter after he saw their car being swept away in a flooded river in Birmingham on Tuesday following Storm Henk. 28-year-old Liam leapt into action after hearing the woman screaming, "Help me, please save my baby." Liam said the front of her car was pointing down into the water, so I dangled off the bridge. I didn't want to make the situation worse by sinking the car with my weight. I told the woman to remain calm and unwind her window and hand me the child. The woman could only get the window down halfway, but he grabbed the baby and hurled her into the arms of his pregnant partner who was stood on the bridge. Once the baby was safe, I ran to get straps and climbed down to the car, smashed the back passenger window, secured the car to the bridge with the ratchet straps so it wouldn't drift any further under the bridge. Then I told the woman to climb into the back and get out through the broken window. She managed to get out. We held hands to jump together into the water after the count of 3. The current was really strong, but I dragged her out of the water. West Midlands Police hailed Liam as a hero, but the modest dad of 2 insisted he had just acted on instinct.
That's amazing, isn't it? That's very risky. He said he wasn't, doing a little no-risk himself thing, was he?
But the amazing thing for me is that sometimes people in that moment, they do act in instinct, but then they don't think methodically. You jump on the car to try and reach the child, and the car goes under. And the car, I saw it, was wedged in the water under the bridge. If he jumped on, he would have shot under. His fear was that he would move under the bridge, and then the bridge, they wouldn't be able to get under. So he got the baby out, but then he ran to his van, got those straps he used for holding down stuff, and then smashed the window and lashed the car so they couldn't sink.
Yeah.
Which was amazing that he could think that quickly. That's what struck me, was he did all of this methodically, but as he said, he was just acting. He was a highways engineer, so he had the stuff in his van. He just went for it, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. But I thought, what a heartwarming story of a man acting just quick thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. It was how methodically he did it, although he did it all in a flash, in a matter of minutes.
I don't think I could have thought that clearly.
No, your first thing is you jump down to help. But he thought, if I jump on there, my weight will push the car, it'll go under the bridge and they'll be gone. So there's two people who could have easily been lost. And folks, if you are in an area where flooding is, be so careful, because we've had so many incidents in this latest high water levels with vehicles swept away, and sadly some people not actually making it. There have been people who've lost their lives in the floods here, when we think of them as well tonight. But there we go.
Right.
So
before we go, I want to say a big hello to Ricketts and Laura Sully's Creations, because it's their first time in with us tonight. So welcome, and it's really great to see you in the chat. And as you already found out, everybody's really lovely and friendly, so just jump on in any conversation and you're more than welcome.
Right, well, we'd better have that final question.
It's that question.
It's that question.
It's the big question.
It's the big question, which always causes problems. Panky, do you want to have a go? Do you want to do the question?
She would love to.
Yeah, here she comes. Hello, everyone. I would like to just say, it's question time. There we go.
Very sweetly done.
Yeah. Okay, folks. This is the question. Listen carefully. In how many different places did you see Mankey appear in this week's video? 1, 2, or 3?
Go.
You can put A, B, or C. That'll be fine. How many different places did he appear? Alright, he was moving around in the shed. How many different places in the shed did he appear? And I'm hoping we get it right. I'm hoping.
Hi, Rachel. Right. Oh.
Trust Lexi to go 4. Ribble finds the grass 5.
Oh dear.
We're alright.
Yep.
We're alright. Yeah. We're alright.
Why haven't I got that answer in?
It's...
Mine's running really behind.
Yeah, yours is running behind me now.
Right, I got the answer
ahead of me
now.
before,
Oh, now it's going crazy.
Oh,
right.
Right then, let's go back to the top. You frightened me for a minute then, Ribble Finds and Crafts, because they said 5. And in fairness, as everybody knows, when it comes to Mankey spotting, there aren't many better than Ribble Finds and Crafts.
Excuse me.
But they did say 5 appearances in 2 places. Because Mankey was behind me.
He's behind you.
Yes, it's pantomime season. But then he appeared up on the shelf among the bottles. So the answer was 2, or in this case, B, if you wish. So Ribble Finds and Crafts is correct, because they said 5 times in 2 places, and I asked how many places. So you get the gold podium.
Well done.
Then we've got to come down. I'm looking for 2 or B. I got a B from Faraway Portal.
Well done, Faraway Portal.
And there's only one other correct answer, and that's Judy Erickson.
Well done, Judy.
So there we go. You have taken gold,
Excellent.
silver, and bronze on our final question tonight. we have an announcement to make.
We do.
We have an announcement to make, folks, and that is, number one, next Friday's video. I am very excited about next Friday's video.
He is very
I am.
excited.
I am working on the edit of next Friday's video, and I am very excited about it, so I hope you will all be excited as well. So we're looking forward to next Friday's video, but we won't be having a live show next Saturday because we aren't actually away. We're away from base and we won't have the internet. So no live show next Saturday, but there will be a video going out on Friday night, 9 o'clock UK time, and folks, you'll want to be there for this premiere. I assure you. It's a big build-up, isn't it?
Yeah, it may not be quite as exciting as that.
I think it is. I'm proud of this video.
Yes, you are.
Okay then, folks. So that's it.
Yes,
Gone
I
10.
will say that where's she gone? Flower Girl in Ward 17 said, okay, Phil doing Panky's voice gave me a giggle. Yes, it's not Phil's normal voice. Right. Oh, Lexi said she'd love to see you do a video of your favourite churches.
Well, we'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Okie doke.
Right, well, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget,
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.